When Ivory tripped her, I was like, it was too funny. Just the swoop. I was like,
We my newbies look like Tyler Berry.
hi lover girls, hi lover boys, and we're back with another recap of Baddies Midwest, the reunion part 3. So this is the final part of the reunion, y'all. And did y'all see that they dropped this teaser for Baddies Africa? In my head, I'm just like, can we get like a little summer break? I mean, even school, you get a break, but Zeus is trying to make their money, so I guess you can't really be mad at that. Yeah, let's jump into this little recap. No shade. I feel like part 3, I mean, of course, it's supposed to be the conclusion, so maybe it's supposed to be a little bit more dull than the other 2 parts, but yeah, so it starts out with a recap of the last episode, and then it kind of goes into the episode. So Ivory and Dolly. Ivory definitely got Dolly. Mink, mink, mink. I mean, literally, the camera sees like at one angle, like she put her on the floor. So still pretty. No. And then I think Lex tries to run up on Scotty like while all this is happening, because you see kind of like Scotty like moving away from security because there's like so many things happening on stage.
Mom's going down! Mom's going down! Mom! What you cook for dinner? Mom, they turn it up here. I don't even understand.
So I think that is what happened, and then Scotty tries to walk over to Lex and verbally is just like Lex, what is it? And Lex is just like, no, I don't want to hear that. People online have been saying, oh, Lex is scary because Scotty was trying to fight her. I do love Scotty. I am a fan. But I don't think Scotty was trying to fight her. I just think she was trying to like ask her what's wrong. And that's like growth. People are thinking it's a punk move. I get it. Baddies whipping everybody. But at some point, like, no shade. If you're on that stage and you already have like certain fades with people, mind you, she did jump her and then Scotty kind of like jumped her back. So it's even. It was even. So Scotty's just like, okay, what's like the reason? Like, what was the reason? Like, I don't think that's anything wrong to ask her. I mean, my intellectual baddies help me out. Like, I probably would have been like, what's the reason? Or maybe when the show, like after the reunion concluded, I would have asked her that. But I mean, maybe she just felt like we're not gonna see each other in our real life, so because I'm in these doors and Lex isn't, so you know, let me ask her while we're on the stage. But they see each other in Africa, so there's that. And then Ivory and Lex seem to like make up semi. I love how Lex said I was never on the keep going. Like, I was never going to keep going. That's a lot. Because she was. Lex does not, like, drop things easily. I mean, Ivory doesn't either, but I think that's why they're, like, so heavy hitters. Like, I feel like Tasiki is a heavy hitter, but she's also, like, an older sibling. Like, she has this thing about her, like, she can drop it. Like, it's not that serious because she's probably fought bigger and badder in the mean streets of Baltimore. But Lex and Ivory, they're just like, no, we're not stopping. And you saw that in the show. Maybe it's different because you're in a house like all the time together, so it's like at one point. But Lex said I was never on that, so I was like, that's a lie. But I think they both know that they're big dogs, so that's good. So then Lex calls out Jayla. Dolly's on the side while this is happening, like getting healed up from getting effed up by Ivory. And Saucy gets upset because it seems like that the girls are copping pleas. Like, he's like, I'm tired of this. Y'all always trying to talk. And I think he was directing that at Scotty because, like I said, so many things are happening. You don't know who's catching who. So then Jayla and Lex fight for nothing. I just want to make sure you guys know that this is for nothing. No, I'm sorry. This is because Jayla talks a lot. In what world do people fight because someone talks? I mean, okay. Then Lex wants it again, and then Jayla is literally like, what are we fighting for? And Lex does not have an answer because it's just like, what is the reason? Lex said, because you jumped. You, as soon as you came out, you jumped in. And they fought in Hawaii. Okay, Dolly walked on that stage and started with Jayla first. It's been proven, it's been showed. So many evidence is going against it. Okay, Lex, you need to open your eyes and see that Dolly was the problem in that situation, okay? You pulled Jayla from the back. Mind you, you guys already fought before. So it's like, don't touch me especially when I'm fighting someone else. One. Well, actually two. And then they fought. That was fair. No one jumped in. Oh, I'm sorry, Summer did jump in. So another person from your team, and then you called her out for a fade. You did fight in Hawaii twice, so that should have been the end of it. So why are you fighting her again? Like, and then you also fought her in the house when you guys first got there. For what reason? Because she got on Gretch for saying the N word. Like, she's a black woman. Gretch is not. She might have black kids, but I mean, she is entitled to her opinion. You shouldn't fight her because of that. Okay, you think she was a bully to Biggie? I can see that a little bit. You guys already fought for that though. So what's the keep going? Like Lex, like this is why when I do my rating for the baddies, you're gonna be disappointed in the numbers I give you because you're all pretty here up, but like this and like I think just new to the camera-ness and stuff. I guess I can't really judge her because what would you do when you're in front of a camera like that and you finally have this clown? She's out of college and everything. Okay, I get it. Maybe we would all make those type of mistakes. I just pray and hope that Africa is her redemption because Lex is surrounding herself by people who are so negative. She's so much better than the little three. Like, I feel like I would like Lex more if she wasn't surrounded by them. But I don't know. People didn't like J-Lo when she was around the Claremont twins on BGC 14. So, but that's where I stand. If you don't like it, let me know in the comments. But yeah, sorry, I went on a little rant. So yeah, then they fight again. And then Anna chimes in, thank you. And Lex is just like, so now it's J-Lo versus like second round. And then this is when the biting happens. Side note, I did watch that one YouTube video where J-Lo was doing the interview with that one guy, A-Connect TV. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. She already told us that she bit her first. So I knew before watching it who bit who first. And, she kind of told us that Lex was just going in on, how she shouldn't have done this to Gretch. So she wanted to make her understand what it feels like to be bit and not let it go. So I did understand it a little bit, but I'm just the type of person like, I guess some people are like, if you take it low, I'm going low with you, which I can't be like that verbally. I can never see myself, and I don't want to jinx myself, but like putting my mouth on someone else's dirty flesh. You know what I mean? I'm not really like against Jayla in this, but I'm just not supporting. I feel like you should have kicked her somewhere. I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm really weird with that. So I would not have done that, It's kind of like with the Kenya situation. I would not have done that. However, I understand. I understand. But, I mean, Lex bit her back. So I was kind of like, okay, I mean, that's fair. Couldn't get mad at that. And then, Jayla goes to the back and Anna follows her, which I was like, good job. And Lex is mad. She's like, I need that. I was like, first of all, we don't feel sad for you. Second of all, get it. Like, okay. Side note, this is why people don't like Natalie, and this is why they tell her she's not a real friend, because I get it, she has a job to do, she's like the boss, and I use that very loosely, but isn't J-Lo like her real friend? Like, Natalie should have been checking on J-Lo instead of Anna. Like, thank you, Anna, for doing that, but this not your friend. Yeah, so now Jazz and Summer, and it was, okay, so they're going at it, and low-key, it looked like that it really, like, wasn't really going anywhere. However, I laughed when Ivory tripped her. I was like, it was too funny. Just the swoop. I was like, yes, this is why I love Ivory. I love her. I don't care what has happened in the past. I love her, and I am a fan, Ivory. Click, I'm a fan. And everyone was just like talking about it, laughing about it, because it was too funny. Like, it was really a key. I'm surprised. I had no idea that happened. Like, I was watching a lot of stuff about like spoilers about the reunion, and they didn't bring it up. So I don't know. That took me by surprise. I was laughing real hard. So then Janisha asked Saucy what he thinks, and he's just saying like what fades he liked and what fades he didn't like. He said he really didn't like Summer versus Jazz. It's been happening too long, which I was like, I mean, yes, but at the same time, Summer talks too much, and not like a Jayla talk too much. Don't even try to clock me. Summer really be like talking about people jumping in on conversations. Jayla just gives her long speeches. I feel like when they say Jayla talks too much, it's just that she's just very long-winded. It's not that she's like talking about people, or I mean, she probably is talking about people like personally, of course, but she's not like Summer. You know what I mean? Like, Summer is just aggy. Jayla, like, if you ask her a question, she will answer it, or she'll try to give you some advice, or hold my hand when I say this, stuff like that. You have to be a real dick to like find that a reason to fight someone, Lex. And then Dolly comes back and starts fighting Pretty Pete. And I thought that her hand was hurting because she busted it on Tasiki. Maybe she didn't say that. Maybe I'm going crazy. The first round I feel like was a semi-tie because, and this is why, I kind of did the situation where I fast-tracked with Summer and Scotty and then Tasiki and Dolly. Stay with me. The beginning was hits, and then it looked like Pretty Pete was gonna drop Dolly, but the couch where Rolly and them were sitting at originally was in the way. So then when she tried to do that, Pretty P kind of like slanted, and then Dolly overpowered P when that happened. And then started like uppercutting her. First round. And then Sasha's just like, Dolly, door! And I'm like, I mean, she definitely got the upper hand. I don't know about Tor this round. Second round, I feel like definitely Dolly got her. But it wasn't like a, Siki versus Marsh type of situation. It was just so her hits were just harder, faster, and I think sometimes like when you fight someone the first time and you lose, like that kind of gets in your head, so the second round might be a little like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose again. So that's why like true fighters, they're good because even though they lost the first round, they're not gonna let that dictate the second round, and I think Pretty P allowed that to dictate the second round. But she lost gracefully. That's it. I was a little sad though because I do like Pretty P. But yeah, I don't know about Tor, And I think Pretty P has a way of hitting, no shade. So I think she just, when she gets a better skill set of hitting, she'll be fine. Because she has everything down packed. It's just like the way she hits is giving like baby hits. I don't know. Saucy said, like, I hate when y'all act like y'all have no eyes. My thing is, if I was on that stage, I would be like, I mean, she won, but I don't know about Tor. Tor, you can use that like with Ivory and Summer. Ivory, Tor. I don't know if Dolly Tor. I think she definitely won, just not Tor. And then, yeah, even the judges they like kind of got into it, and then Pretty P was defending her position. And I feel like she had it right, because it's just like, yeah, she might have beat me up, but she didn't tear. Like, so then after that, Natalie's just like, Tommy's coming. And it's like, really? Like, your friends are there? And Rolly even says, like, seeing that, this is what we don't like. And, I mean, yes, like, Natalie don't learn. She never will. So then Janisha says that Jazz is the essence of what a baddie is. And I'm like, yes, she really is, though. A few other people are, too, but Jazz for sure. Then Pretty P gets up and starts going to the back. I don't know what was happening. I think Summer and Dolly was in the back because the camera kind of panned to them, like getting stitched up and healed from all their injuries. Ivory follows, and then Saucy clocked. He was like, Ivory just whispered in Pretty P's ear, and I was like, thank you, finally. So then that's that. Janisha brings Emma, Yoshi, and Nunu to the stage, and Nunu looked amazing. I mean, oof, that body is tea. That dress was everything. But Janisha clocks Emma. She's just like, are you in Scotland good? And I was like, first of all, the accusations about Scotty and, all that stuff, which I don't really care about. Janisha, the shade every reunion just like increases. And mark my words, the day will come when they get into it and everyone's just like, oh my gosh, what happened? We know what happened, but, that's not my business. Saucy kind of just says, boo Emma, because Emma's just like, yeah, we're fine. Saucy's just like, boo. And then they talk about like who won the fight, the one behind the security guards in the episode. And I think Scotty knows she lost, because Emma's just like, ask Scotty on God, and Scotty's just like, I can't remember what she says, but it's giving she knows that she lost. And you know what? It's okay. She said, I've never gotten beat up in a fight, and I'll never admit it. And I was like, I mean, real. And then Rolly clocks Emma saying how she called Scotty boring and how people calling her boring, and I was like, I mean, yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. Like, for real. Like, one thing about them tables, they what? Turn. Emma says that she didn't hate Scotty, and Rolly checks her about saying she wanted a fade. Because this is the thing. Emma was just like, I never said I hated her. I just said she was boring. But then Rolly's just like, but you called her out on a fade. And it's like, okay, you don't hate her, but you want to fight her? Like, are you imbalanced somewhere? Like, that doesn't make sense, Lord Farquaad. Emma is fumbling her words right now. And then Saucy's kind of like clocking the OGs, you know? It's just like, you guys think you're comfortable and the OG and the newbies are doing most of the work. And I was like, yes. And Janisha kind of chimes in. She clocks the living situation. But my thing is, aren't you a producer? Like, isn't your name popping up every time the credits are on? It's giving like she just wanted to save herself. Because it's like, girl, you know that they're living in different houses before the show even before the auditions. So don't act like, oh yes, it is bad because you guys are living in separate houses. And it's just like, you know that though. Like, Saucy can say this because he doesn't have any control connection to the show, but Janisha, you do. So saying that, I mean, I don't know. I like Janisha. I was like, why is she saying this? She knows this. But I guess maybe it's just her opinion. So now it shows Lex and Bad Dolly and Summer in the back, and Dolly's just like, do you want to talk, Lex? And Lex is just like, I will if y'all do. No balls. Do you want to or not? Like, but then it pans back to Janisha asking Yoshi if she feels like she was born. And Yoshi seems like really pretty, like in the face and everything. She's like pretty bad. Yoshi said that she didn't give anything, and also tells the audience to do baddies if they can, you know, if they don't have anything going on in their personal life. Janisha asked Nunu how she is different from the season, and I liked her answer. And then she asked where she stands with Timon and Pumbaa, Anna and Biggie, and then, you know, she said, I love the delusional duo, and I was cackling. I was like, I mean, who does? I mean, I think I like Anna more than Biggie. I used to like Biggie more than Anna, but it's definitely switched. Then Biggie and Tasiki come back, and Tasiki's clearly upset, but she has an outfit change, and Janisha asks if Anna and Biggie are good. Anna says, you know, Auntie's sad. No, Auntie ain't sad, she's just hurt. And I was like, that was cute.
Hey, what do you have to say to being jumped?
Like, I feel the most hurt by Tiana. Only because, like, I felt played by Tiana. Because we had a conversation literally like 5 or 6 hours before, and she's looking me in my eyes and she's like, Nay, like, I really with you.
She said because Auntie friend watched her get her jumped. And my thing is, Anna's like my age. Not my age, but like my generation. What do you mean auntie? I mean, you can't be an auntie at my age, don't get me wrong, but Natalie should be auntie. Anna, you're still a fun young cousin. Don't put yourself in that box just yet. But I knew what she was trying to do. It's a East Coast thing. Biggie said something about selling pee. I was like, isn't that your friend? Like, what are you doing? Ugh, like the way Rolly had Scotty's back a couple scenes ago. Biggie, what are you doing? Saucy, and like Biggie's just delusional. Saucy clocked Biggie and the crowd starts booing. Biggie was like, it's only 3 of y'all booing. And then the whole crowd starts booing, so it's just like, ooh. And then Biggie starts laughing, I'm assuming to keep from crying. And, you know, Biggie says that she's not explaining herself anymore. Bobby says a fan has a question. And, I mean, the fan had a valid question. It was, I think, the short pixie cut hair girl. She said something about, like, jumping into fights and stuff, but you can't defend your friend. I don't know. But Biggie says that they didn't jump her, and the audience member says that they did, and then they start going back and forth, and, you know, she calls her bad built, and everybody hates you.
Everybody's jumping on me like I'm the Unabomber, or I'm Ben Laden's sister, and I know where he is.
I was like, dang, girl. Was that a fan question? Like, does everyone hate her? She has to have some fans, right? One audience member says, why did Scotty get special treatment? I was like, not too much of my friend now. Biggie and Scotty kind of, I mean, they do kind of get away with stuff. But Saucy, you know, shows how things happen. But then Scotty makes a valid point. She says, like, there's a difference between wanting to fight and not being a fighter. And she was just saying that, you know, Biggie, like, doesn't even want to participate. Scotty doesn't want to fight, but she will defend herself. And I was like, that's true. Like, Scotty's not the best fighter. She obviously is a peaceful person for what we see. She just, if you get in her face, she'll defend herself. Like, she was standing up with Lex. I just think that was production thing. But everything else, she ran her fades. You know, last reunion she didn't fight, but the one before, I don't think Scotty's a quote-unquote punk. Biggie is. So there's that. Janisha's a true boss because she said, she said to Biggie, I'm talking to you, because Biggie was trying to walk away. because Anna went backstage. So Anna's crying backstage, and Rolly comes back like a mother bear. And Anna says she doesn't care if her friend's winning, she will still jump in. And I was like, that's true. I think that's the most honest thing Anna has ever said, because she's always lying about who's winning fights. And it's like, yeah, even if her friend's winning, she does jump in. Except for Tasiki. I don't think she's ever jumped in for Tasiki. But she doesn't have to. No, Baddies East reunion, when she flipped E.T., everyone jumped in. I remember that. So now it pans back to the audience, and someone said that Biggie threw a water bottle on her, and now she wants to fight Biggie. Now, I was watching a YouTube video, and they said that, shout out to Event Entertainer, they said that the audience member was at that reunion last year, and Biggie did throw the water bottle, and the reason why she got invited back this year is so she doesn't sue Zeus. And having her fight Biggie was like, in a way, letting her do that and maybe get a chance on Baddies without that lady suing Zeus. So it was kind of like a business thing, really. I guess you do what you do to save coin, right? I think, okay, yeah. So then Biggie's backstage, and while everything I just said, like, this is kind of happening while Biggie's backstage. Janisha is getting like upset, really, and now everyone on stage is saying that they're going to jump the girl in the audience, and I feel like that they would have, because they like to stick together when it counts. Not really. And then Anna, like, clocks the audience member, like, defending Biggie again, and I'm just like, Anna, shut up. Even though this is your friend, like, let her kind of save herself, because she didn't save you when you needed it. Like, I don't know. I guess it's loyalty. Anna's a Leo. So am I, so I get it. Dolly, Big Lex, and Summer come back, and they look dusted. Janisha asked if Lex and Ivory are good. Ivory said that they had to get it out the way. I feel like Ivory kind of clocked Lex. She was just like, you told me I needed to apologize to you in Hawaii or whatever, and I didn't, so you said you're going to need that, and I gave you not one round but two. And Lex is very mature, because she just kind of like, whatever. She said that it was a lie, but she said it gracefully. Summer and Ivory go back and forth. Ivory gets in Summer's face, and Summer didn't do anything with her boots on, and I was like, punk.
What's good? You did all that pumping on talking about you run the house, and you was the bad bitch in the house. Okay, knock, knock. Hello, bitch. I'm in the mother...
Pretty P tries to run up on Dolly. Dolly gets mad, and her cheeks look really puffed. Like, oof. Ivory says that she was nice to everyone, and Lex was smiling when Ivory came back from court, and I was like, yes, that's the truth. Let's talk about it, because Ivory, even though that first day on the bus, she did kind of like talk about, Summer and stuff. It was really, I didn't like how she kind of came at Lex and stuff, but honestly, after that first house, after that fight, everything was like squashed. But I guess TV World production, it had to keep going. So I think Ivory was wrong in that first initial situation, but everything after that was fair game, in my opinion. Ivory explains what happened at the premiere with Dolly and stuff, and apparently like Dolly was behind her taunting her, so you got what you deserved. And Summer is getting sunned, like, actually. Summer is saying that they fought because Dolly is her ish, and it's like, so Lex, you don't like Jayla because she talks too much, but then Summer likes to jump in, and that's okay? Okay, gotcha. Noted. Saucy clocks Summer because the energy is different with Ivory. Like, literally, Ivory's in her face, and Summer's just like, me, 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 me. It's like, if this was any other person, she would have said, if it was Scotty, she would have stood up. Like, when Scotty was giving her, when she was talking, Summer kept interrupting. Like, stuff like that. We don't like it. Like, be tough for her, be tough for her. Ivory offers to hug it out, and I think it's a trap. I love Ivory, but I would not have gotten up either. Summer was just like, nah, I'm good. Summer says that the stuff Scotty did to Natalie was fake, and that's why she was upset with her. And I'm just like, girl, bye.
Priscilla, you would be somebody that would do my laundry in real life.
That wasn't even about you. Like, people online are saying, oh, if you're talking about it in front of me, I get to chime in. Which, in TV world, yes, but I don't think Summer should have chimed in that hard. Like, for example, right? Nunu and Anna last season, when Nunu chimed in, All she said was like, if that was me, I would have beat you up. Anna took it to another level. Nunu didn't just like take it to another level. Anna is a firecracker, so she was like, we don't know you, we don't get, and then Nunu's just like, we don't, blah, blah, blah. So that's how it started. Summer was 100 the whole time, and Scotty's just like, okay, like, she was literally like, it's not your business. She was being calm at first, like, so that's the difference. People are just trying to say online, like, oh, how come when Nunu did it last year it was fine, but when Summer does it, it's not. It's like, it was different approaches. It's not always what you say, it's how you say it. And I get it, it's baddies, but you're still a grown woman. You can talk to someone with respect, right? Probably not. And then Summer says that Scotty never talks, and I'm like, so what are we talking about now? You're obviously deflecting again. Saucy tries to clock Scotty. Janisa asks why Summer was so passionate about her beef with about Scotty's beef with Natalie, and there's no reason. Like, the newbies have no reason to do anything that they've done. Nothing. Lex said that they weren't gonna jump her friend in front of her, but okay, so she's talking about the balcony. Anna and Scotty going at Summer. So I get that part. But Lex and Anna would have had the issue, not Lex and Scotty. Clocked it. Saucy says that Anna be, holding her ish, and she be talking her ish as well. And Saucy said that Anna is a punk, basically. Like, that's what I summarized, really. Janisha asked if Dolly and Tasiki are good, and Dolly's just like, yeah, we're good. Like, we needed to do that from the beginning. And Tasiki just doesn't say anything, because it's like, don't awake the beast, Dolly. Just apologize, let's move forward, even if you don't mean it. Like, come on. Janisha introduces Slim. I hear Natalie say she better go the way she's supposed to go. What are you gonna do, Natalie? Like, come on. I swear with her. I'm Skip.
Bitch, I'm gonna fly to the Bay Area and you up in your own hood. Bitch, I'm gonna show you gangsta. Bitch, when Natalie gets up and you read all over TMZ, Natalie got up in her own.
Rolly says that people need to stop saying, okay, so because Janisha's just like, this was your best friend, and Rolly's just like, people need to stop saying that, because Rolly says that they only knew each other for like 3 weeks, like for filming, and that wasn't her BFF, which I get that, like, that's not your best friend, no. But I think that they were a duo, and they did become friends after the show, and they definitely had a connection. Like, come on, you had a connection. It's like Krishan and Jayla, like, they had a connection on South. You can't just say you weren't friends. Like, what was that whole rumble in the jungle that happened in the back? That was, okay. Rolly says that Slim only asked her for money, and Janisha says Rolly did love Slim. So, I don't know, I'm conflicted, because it's like 2 are saying y'all are friends, and 1 is saying you're not. So, Slim, take my advice and run for the hills, because it's not your friend. Slim looked cracked out, and she started crying. Janisha asked if, Rolly did talk about her dad. Rolly admits that she clearly did talk about her dad first. She didn't say it all like that, but she's trying to go through chronological order, and she messed up on her lies, and it came out. So I clocked it. So she said that she, talked about how her dad was not black and everything when the whole Gretchen situation happened. So that's admitting it. And then Rolly says there's someone on a rampage about it, talking about her son. But you can't tell someone how to react when you bring up their family member. What if, like, she has a son. If 20 years from now, if someone did that to her son about Rolly, like, how is, you can't dictate that. It's literally the same thing, just backwards. Like, you talked about her father. 20 years from now, what if someone is talking to Rolly's son about his mother? You know what I'm saying? So you can't just be like, she just went on a rampage about it because you talked about her father first. It's like, you can't do that. If she's close with her daddy, they're like this. I'm not close with mine, so I have no idea. But to her, it's like a soft spot. And he died. Like, to her, it's like all hell broke loose. So you have to understand that. But I think Rolly has a hard time taking accountability, and that's where my love-hate goes with her. Because it's like, come on now. It doesn't kill you to say I'm sorry. Maybe it does, who knows. Rolly says Slim brought up her son getting jumped, but that was on mine, Rolly, and a lot of people did, including Diamond, but you were able to forgive her. So I don't know. I mean, I think with them, they just need to like wash this and go separate ways. They're never gonna understand it from each other's perspective, and I think Slim tries to, but when Rolly does not take accountability, it just like No. Now Rolly gives a big speech, really loud. Janisha asks if Rolly took it too far. Rolly says that she vacations in hell. I told y'all, Rolly, like, Baddies West. She said, I lie when I'm mad at you about you. And that she just said this. Like, Rolly is not a good inside. Like, what we've seen on TV, she is not good personality. Especially when she gets mad. And everyone has their falls when they get upset. But with Rolly, it's like she needs to heal. She's getting skinny on the outside. But it's something about that inside. It's just like, therapy, baby. I know a lot of people don't like it, but therapy. Don't hate me for it, but I really see that for you. It helps. It really does. Or like an app or something. Like, I don't know. I just, that, when she said that, I was like, really? Why? Like, there's already so much bad in the world. Why? You don't have to add to that. Rolly says that she snuck her, and she's just like, I thought she saw me walking. I'm big as heck. I could see me walking. Okay, another lie. Because it's just like, you just said you didn't sneak her, but now you did. So, like, okay, what are we doing? Yeah. And then she also snuck her at the premiere. So, yeah, this is really, like, all roads lead to Rolly. Janisha tries to explain how Rolly was acting like a bully, and Rolly says that she can't control Summer. And Rolly gets upset, but your boss is talking, Rolly, so zip, 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 zip. Janisha asked why Summer jumped in, and Summer didn't give her an answer. Well, she did. It was BS, but she apologizes, and Slim took it, and I'm just like, that's stupid. And Jazz is even like, Slim, don't believe her, because, right, don't believe her. Summer said that she's new to this, and she feels bad, and Slim gets emotional. And honestly, I don't like Summer. Sorry, I'm a little, like, congested. But I really do feel like she did feel bad just because, like, all the fans, and she even said it, she was like, I gotta let the fans have that. So I did like that Summer did apologize. Like, Rolly, that's all you had to do. You didn't have to do a long speech like Summer did or stand up. All you could do is say, I am sorry for that. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You're standing on 10 crooked toes for nothing, and you still look like a boy. Like, but yeah, I think Slim gets so emotional because she's on her path of getting clean. And I've seen that with people, so that was really sad. So now we're at final thoughts. Thank God. This video's been a minute. Summer said that she's the favorite. Lies.
You a goofy bitch.
No, I'm
Everybody
not.
laughing at your dumb rat ass bitch. You a dirty ass hood rat ass bitch.
Big Lex is next, and she says her life changed. Duh. Bad Dolly said more country stuff. Honestly, side note, I feel like Bad Dolly is like ugly in the face. I don't know, like her outfits eat, her body's tea. I don't know, there's something about that face. Like, I love her skin too, like dark skin, beautiful, no acne. There's something about that face structure. Don't stone me. It's just my opinion.
Dirty ass, rat ass, hoe ass, slut ass, crusty
Dumpster
ass,
juice
dusty ass, dumpster juice ass, bottom of the barrel, trash bag ass bitch.
Nuda says she deserves a full season. Yes. Yoshi thanks Natalie. The audience says that they don't know who Yoshi is. Sorry. Jada says congratulations to the Barbies. Slim says thank you to Nat. Nat looks like she doesn't care. Jazz gives props to Summer. Jazz says no issues, can F with her. And I was like, yes, facts. Ivory says she's made a lot of money. I love her. Pretty P says thank you to Zeus, and she still owns people's ass. Yes. Emma said that she's funny. Tink says thank you to Zeus for putting her gender reveal out. That was kind of cute. Tasiki apologizes for crashing out. Boo. Boo. Just be bad. Biggie says thank you to Zeus and says she'll be back on her screen. We see where that goes. Anna says thank you for her toupee. Somebody else, thank you, Summer. Ugh. Throw her away. Rolly says Zeus is always going to be home to her. She gives itches jobs. Okay. Scotty says thank you, Natalie and Zeus. And Summer yells next. And that says that she never thought it was going to be the most lit season. I never thought it was going to be the longest season. And to be continued in Africa. Sorry guys, this video was a little long. Zeus loves to stretch it out. I had to give my opinion. But yeah, stay tuned for the Baddies full season recap. I'm not going to do like episode by episode, but it's going to be the cast recap. I'm going in on everybody. No spares. From confessional fits to drama, reads, all of that. We're getting in there. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and that's it. Bye.
My new bitch look like